views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance.
Stay in your lane. What we said? Stay in your lane. What we said? Ready, set, goes. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. Hello. I think I need to run that back, but it's going to be too loud. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is doing amazing. Welcome to the Stay in Your Lane podcast, where we rise, reclaim, and redefine our voice. My name is Samanta Harmond, your amazing host. I hope you guys went out and check out our latest episode. Actually, part 2 from Douglas dropped today on YouTube and also on Spotify. So YouTube, SLAOESSEX. It's an amazing episode. If you haven't checked out part 1, just make sure to go and just catch up on that so you can see the continuation for part 2. But his story within itself is just so inspiring, you know, changing the stigma of society and just redefining back his life and taking control and taking back his power. So it's an amazing story you can draw a lot of inspiration from, especially for anyone that's out there that may be thinking about joining college, maybe in their late 20s, their early 30s, and think, oh, it's too late for them. That story will definitely inspire you. That there's no time limit, it's just society that make things seems like, oh, if you're over the age of 30, you can't go to college or you should feel ashamed. So I really enjoyed that episode. But today I do have in the studio with me, I have another guest on the mic because, we like to bring people in on the mic, right? We like to hear a lot of stories. So I'm going to introduce to y'all my amazing guest that I have here. My camera at home is just keep going off. Somebody's walking. I don't know who it is. But today I have in the studio with me, I have Syn, who is a general science major and also the vice president of the Pride Club. Welcome.
What's up, girl?
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
You're doing amazing?
Yeah.
All right, so give the audience, I just gave you just a brief introduction, but I know there's a lot more to you, so introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Syn. This is my first year in college. I used to attend other colleges, but I came back to this one at Essex County College, right next to home.
Nice. Is your first time coming to Essex, or you came here before?
I came here before. I took sociology from Professor Pinder Hughes, who was a Black Panther. He was pretty liberal. His takes were pretty liberal. He encouraged students to speak to the point where they were annoying.
Okay.
I would like to take
so you went to a different college, you said?
Yeah, I used to attend Fashion Institute of Technology.
Oh, that's in NYC,
Yes.
isn't it? I wanted to go to that college. I do, and I think I can still go there because there's a lot of older people that's in there, right? How was it?
It was pretty. I guess it was pretty good. It's a predominantly white school, and there was a lot of gay people.
I know.
Yeah,
that's why I want to go.
If you throw a rock at someone, they'd probably be gay. If you throw a rock at someone, they would probably be gay.
I have a cousin that goes there. He's gay. I mean,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but it's a lot of gay people in fashion, I guess, what it is.
Yeah.
But what you mean, it's predominantly white? It's a lot of white people there?
Yeah, there's a lot of white people.
Oh, so what do you go into? What do you study?
I studied graphic design for a little bit. Because my dad was a professor there, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I wanted to follow his roots into graphic design. He's a pretty good professor.
He's still there?
Yeah, he's still there, and so is my godfather.
They both teach graphic design?
Yeah, they both teach graphic design.
So what happened?
I guess life got a hold of me. Okay, yeah. So summer of 2024, I decided to transition. And so like one summer I was with my ex-boyfriend. I decided to take a trip to downtown Brooklyn. I went to Planned Parenthood. I asked about like testosterone. They gave me some ideas. They asked me like my goals with a HRT, also what I wanted in my like HRT or transition journey, like if I wanted facial hair. They gave me information about how the fat redistribution would occur. Like I guess my stomach would get bigger and I would get more of a square shape instead of my former body glass shape. I also, I would get like hair and like on my belly. So him and I went to Planned Parenthood. I was there for a good few hours. The nurses were all right. They took my blood test. I practiced taking testosterone from the needle, so they have like fake body parts. There was like a black and white one, and inside it was like fake skin and some sponges. So they showed me how to distribute the testosterone into my body, and they showed me like I needed to pinch about 2 inches on my skin, put the needle at a 45 degrees angle, and then inject to wait like 10 seconds. Try not to inject like too much, or else like blood will come out and I could possibly hit a vein. So the nurse told me I should take she gave me a vial. She told me I should take it twice a week, and that vial was supposed to last like 3 months. I took it later. So this was around the time where where Roe versus Wade got like ceased to be.
What is that?
Roe versus Wade was a law that allowed women to get abortions in all 50 states of America.
Okay.
Yeah, so that day I went to CVS to get this testosterone, and it was the first time in my life someone asked me if I was pregnant. Because I guess maybe they thought that someone would use testosterone as like a last result to have an abortion.
To abort, okay.
Yeah. So so that night I came up to my boyfriend, who was like cis straight man. I told him like, hey, I'm going on testosterone. This is who I want to be. And he was kind of against it. He was like, oh my God. So I told him that. He said, you're breaking my heart. So I was like pissed off. I was like, so he came with me to the pharmacy. I got my testosterone. He helped me, and he was just like there in my bathroom as I injected. Him and I was about to like inject. Him and I had like a back and forth. I was like, hey, can you help me inject myself? And he's like, no, I don't want that. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this. And I was like, sorry. I was like, okay. I was pissed off. I was like, okay, can you just like support me for this? Because this is a big decision. Like, at the time I was 19, and I remember in 8th grade, I asked my friends if they could start calling me like he, him pronouns. And my nickname at the time was pretty gender neutral. So I guess like it helped me like lead my way into blending in with masculinity.
So what made you want it? Because I think same as there's a stigma around abortion. I think many people don't understand when someone say, I want you to call me this gender. Because now, in the world, especially with the government that we have, they try to ban certain things, right? Especially when it comes to change of sex. So how long you been transitioning?
For like 3 years.
3 years.
3 years
So
old.
you in the process of transitioning, and you had a cisgender boyfriend.
Yeah.
What made you wanted to start the process while you were in a relationship with
I felt like it was now or never. Oh my God. Yeah. Also, him and I were dating for like 3 years, and like he kind of asked. There was like talks about him like engaging to me because he kind of wanted papers. So,
He wanted papers?
yeah.
Hey, you kind of figured you heard about it? Where is he from?
Venezuela.
Okay, so he wanted paper here in America.
Yeah.
So you heard about it. He wasn't gonna be genuine.
No. Him and I had genuine love. Like him and I had. I was like insane. So him and I like talked it out. Like, I would just like I would try to fight him, and he would just like try to calm down. There were times where like I would just like. I remember one time him and I asked him if he could like. I was like high as the sky, and I asked him if he could like watch me cook in case if I like burnt the house down, and he's like, "No, I got to do my test. No, I can't."
Oh wow.
But I just like hung out in the living room and just like danced in front of him.
Oh wow.
Like that annoyed me, and I talked to him about it. Things like were resolved.
Okay, so he was okay with you wanting to transition. You guys still continue the relationship, or he just become a supportive friend?
I broke up with him like on the way from the pharmacy to my house.
Okay.
But like him and I were talking for a while. If like this, he would ask me like if he's like, "Oh, you should make the move to break up," some stuff like that. And I guess there's like usually in most relationships, it's like the guy like asks the girl or like tries to like make the girl break up with him, I guess.
Okay, but you pull the plug first.
Yeah, I pulled the
and
plug.
just to focus on yourself and your transition.
Yeah.
So while you're doing that, you were still attending in the Fashion Institute
Yeah.
while you were transitioning. That's where you started from.
Yeah, I started transitioning while in FIT, and I also took a course. That's when I took Pinder Hughes. But so my mom found out that I was on testosterone through the insurance, and she called me. She's like, "Oh, what medication are you taking?" And I said, "Oh, it's just for like anxiety." She's like, "Oh, then why is it called testosterone?" And I hung up. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I hung up, and her and I like got into an argument. I was annoyed, so I like told her off, and she told me off. She called me. I remember she was knocking on my door, like banging on my door, and she's like, "Oh, you monster! You're gonna become a monster if you go this route." But I was like, I don't think I'll become a monster. So from then, but like school was right around the corner, so it was more so me focusing on school. So I attended FIT and went to school. FIT has like this course where you can, a thing where you can change your name, even on the ID. So when I went to FIT, I immediately changed my name to my preferred name.
Yeah.
And my professor at the time was my godfather, so he was like, he knew about it and he was chill with it. He knew, but he didn't tell my dad. Like after class one time, him and I went to get lunch, and he asked me, he's like, "How long did you know you were bisexual?" And I was like, "What?" Because I'm just like in the cafeteria with this guy, and he asked me that question. And I was like, "Oh, he asked me if my parents knew," and I said no. He's like, "Oh, I saw you at your graduation checking out like all the women and all the men." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm accepting. I think your dad would be accepting too." He's like, "Yeah, I had a bisexual girlfriend," and
Oh my
I was
god.
chill with that. Yeah, it was just mostly him talking, and I was just like,
Listening.
yeah, listening.
So was he the one that tell your dad, or your dad found out, or you were the one that break it to him?
No, I don't believe in like coming out, because straight people don't have to come out. They just bring someone over, and then the parents are like, "Yeah, thank God my child's straight."
Yeah.
My parents I've seen and met like my ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends. So I don't feel the need to tell them, but I'm glad that they can accept who I'm dating.
So they accept your transition.
So after that, so it was the wrap up of the fall semester. I went somewhere. I ended up getting testosterone again. My mom found out through the insurance, and she's like, "Get out of my house, go to your dad's house." And I don't have a good relationship with my dad. So I ended up I went to my grandparents for a little bit. They were chill. Like I would go to the place, go around the corner, get some weed and smoke, and then inject in their house. It was chill. So and then I would I went back to Planned Parenthood, and Beaker Street Planned Parenthood, rest in peace. They're no longer there.
Okay.
So I went there. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to meet my friend for coffee downtown." My grandparents were like, "Okay." the blood area, there was this woman who I thought was transgender. So I asked her, I was like, hi, how do I meet, like, I said, excuse me, Miss So-and-so, how do I meet other beautiful, gorgeous trans women such as yourself?
Uh-huh.
And she was like, oh, go on Grindr. And I was like, oh. So I went on Grindr. I met some people.
Grinder. Grinder is for the gay.
Yeah, Grindr is not.
Listen, I had a lot of friends that used to be on there.
Nah, Grindr's just.
For meetup, no?
Yeah, it's for just to hook up.
Ooh. Listen, guys, don't be doing this. Don't be going on no Grinder, all right?
No.
It's not good for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, I was like 19. I was like fairly twinkish. Talked to people on Grindr. I guess they were like mostly chill. I met up with someone from Grindr, and I didn't get a second meetup. I didn't want to hook up, I guess, and I was kind of shy at the time. I still am pretty shy. So nothing happened. So yeah, I ended up meeting people from Grindr, and my mom was like, I'll go back to my mom, and every other week she was like, get out of my house, get out of my house. So I would go to like my friends, my cousins, or meet somebody from Grindrs and like hang out there. And then at the end of the week, she'd be like, come back, come back, come back.
Oh, wow. So it takes a time for them. You're 3 years into your transition, and they finally taken the time to accept it. Your relationship you have rebuilt the relationship back with your mom.
So like a year later in 2020, I think I transitioned in 2022, and then 2023 3, my bad. I went to my grandparents' house, my grandma's house in Connecticut, and because one of my cousins, I told one of my cousins, and she's like, "Oh, your grandma got you." And I told my grandma, and she ended up not getting me, and that kind of like helped ruin the relationship between me and my grandma. I was my grandma's only daughter, and so she never had any daughters herself, so she kind of put that label onto me, whether I wanted it or not. And I lived with her for a little bit too, because I attended another college in Connecticut. So I ended up going back to New Jersey. I told my mom, like, hey, I'm going to go back to school. I told her that she's a scary woman to talk to, so that's why I don't talk to her. Also, before I went back to her, there was this person I was like sort of seeing. I met them off of Lex. They just wanted to hook up, and I was like, hey, I don't want to hook up with you, and they broke things off with me. This was like the very first trans person I met, like out in the open outside of like school. So I told my ex-boyfriend, my ex-fiance, the guy I broke up with almost a year ago, I told him that what happened. I was like, hey, I'm feeling very down. I feel like a failure because I can't make any friends. This was like 7:30 in the morning, and he walked over to my house. He ran into my mom, and my mom was like crying on him. She's like, she's like, I don't see so-and-so anymore. I think they're cutting. And so he literally had to shoot her off to go get her bus. So him and I talked about it. He was like, just like talk to your mom. Yeah, so I ended up talking to her, and I told her that she's a scary person. I told her about the relationship. I wasn't even a relationship. It was just like friendships, but the guy wanted to like hook up.
Got it. Oh, wow. So now coming back to Essex, because I don't know why parents don't fully accept their kids when they made a choice, and then society itself is so against it, especially like the many rules that are in place now when it comes to transgender and transitioning. So you coming back to Essex College, tell me about that. How has it been knowing that, you're now in a different mind frame, you're transitioning? How has others treat you on campus? How you feel within yourself?
So at Essex was like, I kind of like chill down. I went through like so much. It depends on the person, I'd say. I guess I'm pretty quiet. I don't really know. Like, I've gone through so much. Oh my God. So I was on like anti-anxiety medication for a little bit. Because I attended college in Connecticut. I had anxiety over like people telling other people like I'm trans, and then being like getting like hung for being trans. So my therapist at the time put me on like anti-anxiety medication, and like that anxiety medication just like changed my whole mind frame. Like, damn, like I'm just like so anxious from then on, because then I stopped trusting my therapist. So basically I had anxiety for like being trans in society.
Yeah.
And anti-anxiety medications, they're basically like chemical lobotomies. They get rid of like certain neurons in your brain. So I look-key like got a lobotomy. So like since then my thoughts were slower. I remember like trying to write an essay, and I would just like stare at the paper. I couldn't, like, no thoughts came to mind. This was like a year ago. And I guess like because people like give women like a lot more slack or the way that they're treated in society. Like Roe versus Wade there's like women don't have protection over their bodies.
Yeah.
So I would say like society's a lot more rough with me, I guess, because I'm masculine presenting. People expect me to like be, I guess they also expect me that I'm like an evil man, or I don't know, that I guess some men typically worry about if they're liked by other people, and I guess women, they mostly worry about like if this person that they're hanging out with is going to harm them.
Yeah.
Which I still like carry that fear, like if this person is going to harm me or not. Even though like I present like as more masculine, and most people like treat me as like a guy, I'm socialized as a woman, and I still like carry like women fears and like some like their thoughts.
Yeah.
Also, like I don't really identify. So I identify as like agender mostly. Sometimes like gender fluid. So I just like present masculine on the outside, and I feel like this need to continue to present masculine over feminine, and it's so silly because it's so silly. Like I want to dress more feminine, even in Essex County College. Like nobody really talks to me, I guess. But yeah, sometimes when I present more feminine and like people hear my voice, they'll just like look away. Because I guess, I don't know, maybe because they think I'm hot and they're like, oh, this person's trans.
So, are you transitioned to a boy, or what's your transition? What do you mean? Because you said you present yourself more masculine, but you want to be more feminine.
Right. So I mostly identify as like agender. So
Agender.
Right.
Okay. For anyone that doesn't know, can you let them understand what that means?
So usually somebody who is genderless.
Okay.
So for me, like gender being like people like treating me or like using masculine or feminine, too many feminine or masculine terms for me, it feels suffocating. It depends on my relationship with the individual usually.
Yeah.
I like it when people are like interchangeable with like feminine terms and masculine terms. Like I think I'm pretty and handsome, and I would like to be referred to that. I'm also okay with like being called like bro, or like I prefer dog, like in friendships.
Yes. Okay. So when you say on campus here, because I think what I heard from you, a part of you want to embrace your true self, but you still kind of try to hold up to society's standard, because you said you want to dress feminine, but you present yourself masculine. So is that like a conflict within yourself that you're still trying to battle with, or is it just society standards you're just trying to meet so you don't get judged?
I guess it's like society standards, so I don't get judged. For a good time, like I would hang out with like these older women in one of my classes, and they saw me as like a guy. They would like him me. Then my professor, like, she heard me, and then that's when they like treated me like as a woman. And like in class, like I would like to wear like a skirt with some like jeans under, but that kind of like people's interpretation of me made me stray away from that. I guess like the easy thing is I could just like talk to them about it, but I'm just like, no, I'll just like let it pass.
So why don't you just be who you are, and just, the people Because I think the most important thing is you owning who you are and putting yourself in spaces where not only even in spaces, but who own who you are, who you want to be identify as, and that's your choice, and others have to respect it. But don't try to feel one way within and present yourself another way outside that you know that's not the true you, because at the end of the day you're actually you're soothing them, you're showing up for them and not showing up for yourself. So I believe this would be my advice to you is, at the end of the day, it's your life and you're the one living it. They are not. And how you present yourself is the what sets the foundation. So how you present yourself, if I didn't know you, it's how you present yourself to me. That's what I'm gonna identify you as, right? Who you are, your name. I don't know your name. You have to let me know your name, right? I'm not gonna just give you a name, right? So it's all about you present yourself of how you want to be respected, how people want to know you by, not by what they quote unquote feel you should be or see you as. So if you feel like you want to dress feminine, and whoever have to accept that, because at the end of the day, that's who you are. And that's going to make you feel much more better within, because you're living out your truth instead of living one thing inside and the outside, it's catering to other people. So I think you should look within yourself with that and really evaluate, because at the end of the day, there's going to be a time where you'll be like, sometimes we live for other people and then it caught up to us and it makes us unhappy while they're happy. So set the standard of how you want to be treated, how you want to be respected, and people have to actually acknowledge that, because that's you. But don't live for society, because listen, if you live for society, you will never be happy. And I'm telling you that you will never, ever be happy. So now your major, you move from sociology to science, right? General science, right? So have you met, you're the president of the LGBT club. Have you met anyone that's also transitioning in the school?
From the past, like I knew fellow transgender people who attended the school, but not while I was here.
Not while you're here. So do you think the school has resources that makes you feel accepted?
Okay, so there's this thing. There's some people. One of my friends got his name changed here.
Okay.
And usually they require papers, but he just did it like he was like, "Hey, can I get my name changed?" And they did that. Well, I went there a couple of times and they didn't name change me. So Essex County College has to make this like name changing like a more accessible than how it currently is.
So your name change is not what you want to be called by.
Right, like they see my like legal name, like the staff and like other people.
So is that something that you have to legally change?
I guess it depends, like because like the name change happens at like across from the bursar's office, so it probably depends on like the staff that's there and if they want to help the student change their name.
Okay, so that's the only thing that you say you have issue with so far.
Yeah.
In making it a bit difficult.
Yeah. Also, like I'm kind of shy. Oh my god! But like.
Why?
I guess like I have I think I have like a lot of negative thoughts in my head.
About what?
I'm worried if someone's gonna take what I say negatively.
No, they can't take it negatively. This is how you make changes and rules and understanding, so you can understand how things are going, or why is there rules that state this. Because if you feel like they make it difficult to have a name change, why is it that they make it difficult? What needs to be done? And it's just simple questions, so no one can take it negatively at all. And that's you being assertive and trying to find understanding, because you're a student at the school and the school is here for us, in other words. You understand? Sure. So that's the reason why they have the faculty, where the SGA, where you have questions, anything that you want to find out or whatever. That's the reason why they have all of this. So if you want to be identified as such and Essex County make it difficult. You need to find out, okay, what do I need to do so this can happen? Do I need to do legally, go to change it, or what is the procedure? So I don't think it will be accepted as wrong.
Right, you're so right.
So I think you should be. I think you should definitely do that. So you never know. You can make some changes within. I would say within the school, and that would be good. So what drives your passion? Yeah.
Okay, I think like it's kind of ironic. Emotions. So my passion is poetry. I love writing. It's like messing with people's minds, I guess.
Really?
Yeah. So when I have a strong emotion, I write it down. I usually post like more of my strong emotional stuff to Tumblr. I love Tumblr.
Okay. So do you still do you write poetry every day? Do you have like a book, a journal?
My notes app is like my journal.
Your notes app? Okay, so I'm assuming you have a lot of poem in there.
A lot of poems, yeah.
Okay, I love that. That's good for you. So what lessons have you learned from setbacks?
I guess somebody's always going to have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what I have to do is be like authentic. I'll be authentic myself and also keep with kindness and be authentic. Like that.
I love
and strive forward and always move forward.
Mm-hmm. That's what we got to do, right? We got to be, as I say, got to be authentic self, because who's gonna do you better than you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's gonna do you better than you? Sometimes, it's our mind that make us feel less sometimes than we are, when it's like, no, just do you confidently. So how do you prioritize? What's the importance of self-awareness for you?
Some hard-hitting questions.
We're 32 minutes in. We got like 2 more minutes.
What's the question again?
Yeah, I asked you, what's the importance of self-awareness? What does that mean for you?
Being aware of how I go through my day by day.
Uh-huh.
The stuff I put in my body and who I surround myself, and the stuff I consume, whether it be lectures, stuff on the internet that I'm reading. I read this book. I'm almost halfway done. It's called Another Country by James Baldwin. James Baldwin is a black, gay, a novelist who worked with Malcolm X. Malcolm X called him the writer and himself the knight of the revolution. It's pretty messy. It's about drama in New York City from the gay or bisexual black perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and a predominantly his area getting gentrified by all these white people. It's sort of like Pulp Fiction, where it's a few point of views in the story. They make the story.
Okay, it's a good read.
Good read. I guess it was a lot for the time, because it deals with homosexual and bisexual prostitutes. It kind of touches on communism. This was in the 80s and the 60s. There was the whole Red Scare, where James Baldwin himself was watched by the U.S. government for possibly being a communist spy. His friend Malcolm X was just assassinated. He lived through MLK.
Okay. What's the name of it, you said?
Another Country by James Baldwin.
Right, Another Country. Sounds very interesting. Look it up on Kindle. So any final words of wisdom for our listeners out there? What you want to leave them with as we wrapped up here?
Yes, I would like to say a poem.
Yes.
Pause. A midnight lab sees his brethren lied on his back on the floor. His rib cage goes up, then down, panting for life. He nips the dog's ear, then backs away. The dog opens his dirt eyes, looks at his brother, then closes them. The other slowly goes to his brother's paw to lay a kiss, then bites. The brother yelps. Blood splatters out the weak one's wrist. His teeth rip out fur and flesh. Why are you doing this? His brother whines. The other chews along his brother's wrist, down to his fingers. What makes you do this? He cried, as the other peels the skin off his fingers. Because I love you. Please, he begged. Stop. The meat of his brother's fingers is almost gone. Full, he wipes the red off his muzzle and stops and walks away.
Oh my God. That's beautiful. That's amazing. You don't do live poem?
I used to go to open mic nights.
Yeah. You should continue. That's very good. I always admire people that can just put their words together. That's write poem. I think it's just a whole language within itself. Like, that's a gift. That's a beautiful gift. And I think you should continue doing it.
Yeah, Pharrell says stay true to your gift, which is creativity.
Yes, true. Stay true to that. I love that. But I want to say thank you so much, Syn, for coming on today. Amazing. Hopefully we can catch up. I know we have like 2 more weeks left in the semester. Everybody's in the finals. It's about to go up. What are your plans for the Christmas?
Maybe look into getting a job, work on art.
Okay, that would be amazing. So after Christmas, maybe I will be here for the spring semester. Maybe we can catch up for part 2, see how that goes, see what new art you came up with, and see if you're owning your identity, okay? And stop living for others.
Really?
All right? Really. Live for yourself, and that's what make you feel so much. Everybody else. I gotta put that, but not everybody else. Yes. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what it's supposed to be. And live for you, all right? God love us. So for anyone out there, this episode will be coming to you this Thursday, so stay tuned for it. Amazing episode. What are we going to call this episode? So each person, whenever I do an interview, you got to let me know what you want your episode to be called. So think about the name as I close out. So for everyone out there, I want to say thank you so much for being the best part of Staying in Lane. We made 1 year. Oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. I have 1 more semester here left at Essex, and next semester I'm definitely going to be doing some big things to make sure I leave my mark here when it comes to this podcast. But again, please go over to Stay in Your Lane, stay_in your lane podcast on Instagram. Follow me there. And also, I did create a YouTube. I'm going to start uploading very soon because that's going to be your home once we leave here. So I'm getting people to sign up to subscribe. So Stay in Your Lane podcast on Instagram. So for now, my name is Samanta Harmond. As I always say, keep it spicy. Just be you. You understand? Start unknown, finish unforgettable. All the paper. Stay in it. Stay in it. Oh, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Thank y'all. Bye.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.